Alright, this is the third time I believe we're looking at this, so skipping over the intro cinematic. Alright, Jade Cocoon. I remember the name of this, but I do not remember the game at all. In fact, I probably should have checked those control instructions. It feels like it would have been necessary. I'm honestly Crave, huh? It's the makers of Earthworm Jim there. I wonder what happened to that company. Is it still around? I kind of doubt it. Seems like the kind of thing that would have been a relic of the 90s. Even that logo seems very 90s. Genki. I don't know what that is. Jade Cocoon. I do not know what even genre of game this is. It could be an action platformer. It could be an RPG. I do not know. Clearly it's Japanese. Was Crave a Japanese company? I kind of got the impression when I was a kid that it was perhaps European or American, but I don't know. What the hell was that? Alright. Oh, the old eternal loading screen. Something we've grown apart from in more recent years. Even the longest loading of games tend not to take that long, and with the new generation of consoles having just recently come out, I personally do not yet have one. They are impossible to find. Loading screens, it wasn't really that long. Oh, I'm in control of this. Tank controls. Oh, man. So this is not Resident Evil. So we have 3D characters on a 2D background, and tank controls.
Don't overdo it.
Holy shit, voice acting.
Alright?
Oh.
Try talking with Garai if there's something you don't understand. But watch out, her stories are long and boring. And don't tell her I said that.
Considering this is an episode of Demo Disc Theater, I don't know if I really want to... if I really want to get drawn into a long conversation.
Take care. I'll be waiting for you.
Audio tends to be one of the larger factors when it comes to determining the size of a game in terms of like megabytes and gigabytes. So, oh, that is an ugly creature, isn't it?
Ever since your father disappeared into the forest, Chorus has been taking very good care of Cyrus. However, he promised to do so only until you came of age. I think it would be best for you to study under him.
No, I want nothing to do with you.
You should be off now. Oh, and please, do be careful.
Voice acting isn't terrible, I guess. Well, like I was saying before, audio files tend to be among the larger things which balloon the size of video games. So, this is a PlayStation 1 game using pre-rendered backgrounds, another thing at the time which was known for ballooning the size of game files. So I wonder how long this game could have been, and how much of the game was actually voice acted. It might just be a thing where certain cinematics and such were... certain cinematics and all that were perhaps had voice acting, and others were just text. But I don't know. I doubt I'm going to find out. No, moth key is needed. I do not remember this at all. Oh, okay. Oh, shit. I went through anyway.
Who goes there? I've been hearing recently of poachers who travel in the guise of cocoon masters. If you are a real cocoon master, prove it to me by playing that flute. Slowly now.
Okay, I take back what I said about the voice acting not being terrible.
That melody. Might you be the son of Riquettes, the Cocoon Master of Cyrus? So if Riquettes' son has ventured out here to the forest, something terrible must have happened in Cyrus. Tell me what it is.
Okay, it seems as though we are dealing
I
with
see.
a silent protagonist.
So the locusts have reached as far as Cyrus. So, you have come seeking the calabash herb. But your flute playing, you still have much to learn, don't you? Your father would never forgive me.
Okay, let's get through this shit. Oh shit, I didn't, he's...
All right then, let us put... My retreat is in the depths of this forest. If you arrive there safely...
Yeah. This is not a game I intend on actually playing through. This is just a demo. What is that? Something to kill, no doubt. So it is an RPG. Alright. Kill! Yeah, punch it with the fist you're holding your knife with, buddy. Is his name Levant? Or is that a U? Leont? Maybe? Leunt? Hell, I don't know. Alright. I keep pressing the wrong button for running. Oh, there's another one of these things. Well, it's got 3D characters, and in the battle scenes, we are at least looking at a 3D environment. Somewhat Final Fantasy-like in that regard. 7, 8, and 9 used a similar setup. I guess maybe games such as Legend of Dragoon did that as well. But, I never really played Legend of Dragoon. I played a demo of it, which I'm sure at some point in this Demo Disc Theater series I will stumble across that demo. It occurs to me that I don't actually have all of the demo discs that I did originally. The official PlayStation Magazine demos. I don't have all of them. Oh, I have 1 knowledge now. I was only able to find around 10 of them or so I may not be able to. Well, you know, maybe I don't quite have such a moral objection to downloading the ROM of a demo disc that I know that I purchased. Nope. So maybe I will continue this, just making sure that I only download the demos. Because, I mean, I know it is stupid. They're just demo discs that were released as part of a magazine subscription 20-some years ago. But, you know, I'm gonna stand by my morals, because if I don't, no one will give a shit anyway. It's locked. Fantastic. Where is this guy's hut? Holding the triangle button down, he just runs. And I don't have to I don't have to hold forward. No. Where? I wonder, is this game well regarded? Is there something here? Oh, alright, there we go. Is there something here that I'm not seeing? Is there part of this game which will... I've already been here. Does this game get better, is the point I'm trying to make. Well, I mean, it's a little hard to judge a game like this in the modern context, because most of the time the reason why people might enjoy a game, say an RPG of this era, is mostly based on the nostalgic value of it. I am well aware that the game Final Fantasy VII isn't quite as good as it is oftentimes considered to be, mostly because, well, it's considered to be like the Second Coming, really. And, I mean, yeah, it's still good, and I think a person just coming to it in the modern day may still find it enjoyable, but it's not going to hold up quite as well if you don't have that nostalgic impression of it. So something like this, which perhaps may not have the same quality to it, is it something that anybody really thinks fondly back to? Because honestly, I've been playing this demo for about 10 minutes now, and I'm roundabout ready to quit back to main menu. I don't want these episodes to get too long, so I'd like to keep these beneath an hour. So in a couple of minutes, if nothing happens, I'm gonna end it. Capture points. I wonder what that is. I'll look into this game later. Nope. More knowledge? Oh, nope. Another fight. After I finish recording this, I will look into this game. See if it's something that really is worth anything. There's a number of... like, as much as I'd like to consider myself an RPG fan, the fact is there aren't all that many of the games of this genre that I have experienced over the years. So, I feel like there's a lot of gems out there, like, say, the Phantasy Star series, which I've just haven't had the chance, or haven't found myself. Oh, 2 knowledge now. Haven't sampled, haven't experienced. Ah, you son of a bitch. These weird ground bees. That's what I'm going to call this thing, a ground bee. Because it's a bee that doesn't fly. Just in case you weren't getting where I was coming at with that. They definitely put a little bit more effort. Well, let's say in comparison to, say, Final Fantasy VII. The character modeling is clearly better. And you could see, I mean, well, I don't know what Crave or Genki or whoever the hell developed this, what they had done previously before. But the texture work isn't terrible for a PlayStation 1 game. Although his feet look weird and his running animation on the field map are strange. It looks weird. Oh, I'm in that fight. Oh. I do like these battle fields that the environments we're in. It's sort of a mesh of 2D and 3D environments. A sort of quasi, like a parallax effect that we have, because there's the background, and then there's a 2D element that's placed in front of it, which gives the impression of depth. I mean, it's just an impression. It's not quite real. Is it kissing the floor? It healed itself, damn it. Okay, what's summon do? Oh, okay. I'm going full on Pokemon on this shit. Alright, that's enough of this. I've had enough. Jade Cocoon. Centipede. Okay, Centipede. I'm guessing this is either a remake or some kind of a sequel to the old Centipede arcade game. I don't remember... You know what? Maybe I do. I don't remember ever playing this. But I do vaguely remember a Centipede game releasing in the late 90s. But, I mean, you're building upon nostalgia. Oh my god. What is this shit? You're building upon nostalgia of people who are perhaps not the target market for the game system that you are selling. Now, the PlayStation, I believe the idea behind the PlayStation was the market for it was the 13 to 20-year-old market. Which, I mean, I may have made that number up, but I can't be too far off the mark. As opposed to the 18 to 35-year-old market that video games are oftentimes marketed towards now. This is basically the same gameplay as Centipede, only in a 3D environment, and I can change the perspective. There, I won. But Centipede is an older game than that. That market will have... that isn't going to have that strong of a nostalgic push. Now, I was younger than that market was for the original PlayStation, but I'm a little bit different in terms of my previous history in terms of playing video games, because although I was a child and my earliest system really, as far as when I was born, should have been the Nintendo Entertainment System. My parents had like an Atari VCS before then, and an Intellivision and stuff like that. So that was my first experience with gaming. So I played a lot of the older games, and then moved into the NES. So for me, it's perhaps a little bit different. Something like Centipede isn't before my time. Well, it is before my time, but doesn't feel like it's before my time. This game is terrible. Let's get out of here. Available now, unfortunately. Why is it shaking like that? Alright, the game crashed, so I had to reload the disc. So I'm going to have to just keep in mind that I was 17 minutes into this. The Macross VFX2. Saw a video of this in the last, I believe it was the last episode of Demo Disc Theater. There was a video for this game. It's some kind of air combat flight simulator with mechs and jets and stuff like that. Not something I'm going to say, oh, well, I mean, I must have played this demo at some point, but I don't remember it. Don't remember the game at all, so it may not be technically a new experience for me, but it will feel like one. Oh, I'm locked on the target in a way. Is this meant to be using the analog sticks? Oh, shit. Oh, okay. I have more fine control. Oh, how do I jet back? Go back to jet. There we go. No. Okay, actually, you know what? I have jet, I have half jet, half mech, and then full mech. I don't know what legs are useful for. I doubt I'm ever going to be walking in this game, but this is hard to control. I gotta get at least one. Come on. So, half mech. I can't control it that well, though. And now... Alright, so I guess maybe the different modes, you have different... you can aim easier the more mech you go, but you move faster the more robot you go. But the fact that this thing's locking onto someone and not letting me, like, dogfight properly. Is there a way of changing the camera angle so I'm not locked onto this guy? Oh shit, I'm gonna take a beating. Interesting idea, but I can't make heads or tails of how to actually play the damn thing. I can't, it's difficult for me to track a target when the camera is following it. See, as it moves, I can't, like, control the fighter properly moving towards it, because as it, like, say, switches direction, the camera moves with it, and then what I have to do to keep up with it changes. So, alright, I'm out. Let's get out of this. If I can escape out of this stupid game. Maybe if I just die. I'm going full on robot. There we go. Score 30. I didn't know I scored anything. Music is oddly cheery. No, I don't wanna. There we go. No. Exit game. The select button did not return me to the main menu. That feels like it should be a standard thing on these. Holy shit, Final Fantasy VIII. Okay, so this was the disc that came with... there's no exiting from this demo, so... It will be last. 3 Xtreme. Oh no. Now, I did have some rather negative things to say about 2 Xtreme back in the first episode of this series. And I want to make it known that I mean every one of those words that I said. It was trash. 989 Studios is also not a studio which has the highest esteem with me. Although, I can say right off the bat that this is definitely a better looking game than 2 Xtreme was. I'm guessing this... Well, Final Fantasy VIII came out in... Oh shit. Came out in 1999. And I guess maybe 2 Xtreme was a 1996 or 97 game. So, we'll jump forward a year. Oh man. I don't know who made 2 Xtreme. I don't know if it was 989. I was under the impression that 989 didn't exist. It was just some studio Sony slapped together to take over, like, Twisted Metal and stuff like that. I guess they took over 2 Xtreme, or the Xtreme series. I mean, it's a polygonal character model. That's an improvement. The environments are more convincingly 3D. If this had been what 2 Xtreme was, perhaps I would have a better opinion of the series. But I'm also going to point out that this game, the whole like X game craze that it's trying to cash in on, it unfortunately has to find itself competing up against something like Cool Borders, which is vastly superior, or Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, which is night and day a vastly better game than what I'm playing right now. So, this was an improvement, but not enough of an improvement to keep pace with what everybody else was doing. 989, you struck out again. I'm out. Ooh, okay, that was weird. Xtreme 8 Ball. Oh my god, you know what? I think I might remember this game. This demo, anyway. I'm not going to go buy this game. I would never do that. But I do remember trying this. Trying it several times. And if it is what I think it is an unfortunate fact that I was never able to win. Because you say you get to break. And... oh, shit, no. One player. There we go. You get the break. And if you don't sink a ball, and you don't sink a ball every time, you don't let this Ed Case fella... you don't... oh, my God. Okay, glitch. It's glitchy as hell. You don't let this Ed Case guy go take a shot. Because if he does, he will sink a ball with every turn. I mean, it's impossible to win. Oh, okay, I fouled. Oh, no, okay, now he's gonna kick my ass. Oh, maybe I am misremembering this. Maybe this is not the game I thought it was. I'm sure the balls looking crazy is just the result of some kind of a glitch. Come on, Ed Case. I would like this to end. Oh, shit. Okay. I don't have a very fine control over where I can point this. Plus, the balls look crazy, so it's hard to line shots up. Is it loading? What the fuck? Alright, that's enough. Let's get out of this. It looks terrible because of the glitch, but it would have been bad anyway. And there's no fun to be had in virtual pool. Tiny Tank. That was a thing. This has an intro cinematic, if I remember correctly. It might have been a humorous one, so I'm going to watch it. MGM Interactive, huh? Sony owned the trademark, huh?
Rehearsal for Get Out the Vote promo. Take one.
Wahoo! Hi, America. Hi, boys and girls. It's me, Tiny Tank.
Cue the theme song. Tinky Tinky Clinky Clanky, new from Centrex, Tiny Tank, America's lovable...
Wait. Is that my theme song?
Well, it hasn't been finalized yet.
Wanky, wanky, tanky, tanky, what the is that?
You're being difficult.
You're being an... I got a positronic brain.
There, what you just did. That's the spirit we want.
Who?
A Centrex, it wants funding for a robot army.
Ooh.
To replace humans in wars.
Ah, and I'm the cute little mascot.
To get people to vote yes.
Can I change my name at least?
To what?
Mechanicor? Tank of Doom?
From the top, Tiny.
Tiny Tank is my slave name.
Oh, please. Vote promo, take two. Tiny?
Tiny's not here. I am Mechanicor, Tank of Doom.
Look, Tiny, you're cute and you're a killing machine. What's wrong with that?
It's creepy.
It's not creepy. It's cute. It's cute.
A cute killing machine? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I got an 80mm cannon for a nose. Hey kids, is this cute? Oops.
Okay, we'll wrap for the day, get another camera, try again tomorrow. You okay, Fred? I'm all right. Props, blanks for the tank next time?
Alright, that wasn't that funny. Tiny Tank, though. Sony has a surprising number, since it apparently is a Sony product. Sony has a surprising number of kind of game series and stuff that they've done over the years that you'd think they would put at least some effort into sort of cashing in on that. Not necessarily in a Smash Brothers style game or anything like that, but just a kind of fan servicey kind of thing. I'm sure there's some asshole out there who is a big fan of Tiny Tank. I wonder how many, if there was any other games in the series. Surprisingly good-looking 3D environment that this game is taking place in. I don't know what this 100 years ago shit was. I'm getting my ass kicked.
Time out. Bathroom break.
Okay.
Don't blame me, it's my genetic makeup.
This... What?
Maybe I should see a doctor. It's so hard.
I'm not hitting it. Oh, I'm dead. Okay, I'll look up Tiny Tank later to see if there's a sequel to that game. My impression is no. You don't know Jack. Oh, that was a trivia game. Although I don't remember ever playing a PlayStation version of it. It was a game, one of the first PC games
60 seconds.
that I
Why
had.
don't I just read what I... Yeah, all right. Hey,
skip
start
over
the
that.
loud music and the flashy lights. Someone's getting bored. Your pick, player 2. How about it?
What? Player 2. There is no player 2. Do I have to skip out of this? Okay. Let me try that again. You Don't Know Jack is a trivia game, which is hosted by a smartass, and the questions are, I mean,
why don't I just
they're
read what I've got?
sort of
And
general
it doesn't matter
questions
if
about
something
lots of
else is
different
on
things,
the
history,
screen.
geography, all that kind of stuff. But they tend to be worded in slightly funny ways.
You don't know Jack. Now let's get a move on. Yeah, all right. Hey, start the loud music and the flashy lights. Someone's getting bored.
It's making fun of me for skipping over that opening cinematic.
Your pick, player 2. How about it?
There is no player 2. Alright, so I don't have a second controller hooked up, so I don't know what the hell it's expecting here.
Is it all the big words that are slowing you down?
Yes, it is. Oh, it picked one for me. Fantastic.
Here we have When Harry Met Geometry. $1,000 at stake on this one. Let's rock. What would make Harry Connick Jr. more conic? Sculpting him into a ball, sharpening his head to a point, dividing him into two parts, or put... Buzz in! Buzz in!
How do I buzz in?
Okay, I'm gonna murder you now. Do you hate player 1? Sharpening Harry's head to a point would make him more conic.
The R1 button
What?
buzzes
Do you think I'm
in.
making a joke?
And then you go and you choose.
Player 1, it's up to you. What's
Then you
next?
go and choose your option. Has personality, I guess.
Category: turn-offs, money changers, people who smoke. And you pocket $2,000 if you get this one. You know,
Do I?
December
Do I really?
25th is widely considered to be the birthday of Jesus of Nazareth. So tell me, what sign is Jesus? Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, or Aquarius?
Fuck, I have no idea. I don't put any stock in astrological signs.
All yours, player 1. If he was born on December 25th, then Jesus would be a Capricorn.
Fantastic.
Capricorn's dominant traits are honesty, patience, and the ability to walk on water.
25% chance of getting that one right.
Player 1, hit me with the category. Uh-oh, don't lose your cool, because you're about to join a three-way. Okay, listen up. This is pretty simple. You're gonna see a three-way like this one. If you buzz in when the correct member of the three-way is lit up, it's 1,000 in the bank.
What?
But look out, it'll cost you $1,000 every time you're wrong. Okay, party time. Looks like our category for this one is, let's settle this like children. Yep, it's a three-way all about that schoolyard justice system. Rock, paper, scissors. Here we go. And for goodness sake, be careful.
What? Oh. Oh, okay. This is not entertaining. All right. Woohoo! What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to go and just choose to one of the three options which answers the question.
That's all we got. Now, let's see how you did. Player one, that three-way went your way, but let's check out how the overall scores look.
Well,
Player
I'm the only one
looks like
playing.
You're strutting your stuff in the lead here. Nice job. Well, it seems we're moving on now.
I'd have to
Let's
be
see what's up next.
losing really damn hard
Category time.
to,
Player two, it's your call.
I'd have to lose really damn hard in order to lose to nobody. I can't choose it, so I just gotta wait for time to run out.
So many choices, so little time.
You can't stop at 3, no, you gotta head for, yeah!
Coming at you, snap lightly, and carry a big stick. Get it
All right.
right, I'm handing over 2K. Hey, Hepcat, let's see if you're with it or not, you dig? If you were to beat a beat poet about the head and shoulders, which of these writers would need a beret to cover their bruised and battered skull? Tom Wolfe, Allen Ginsberg, William Faulkner, or Abby Hoffman?
Fuck, I don't know.
Player one? No, Tom Wolfe wrote The Right Stuff. Ironic.
Yeah, I don't... Okay, I'm out. Beat poets. Come on. Shao Lin. This is a video. Is this a fighting game? I'm gonna assume it's a fighting game. The one I have no memory of. Yeah, it's a fighting game. There were a number of different 3D fighting games that came out at the time. Oh, what is this? 4-player? Oh, that's weird. It's a bit of a unique gimmick there. Although the reality is that there were a number of different attempts by different companies to make their way into the 3D fighting scenes. I mean, there was a Street Fighter game in 3D. There was of course Virtua Fighter, which created the whole genre. There was Tekken, which was sort of the gold standard for a long time. There was Soul Blade, which was a big deal. Smaller games such as like Tobal No. 1 and Tobal No. 2. But this one I'd never heard of. I wonder if it was any good. I doubt it. NFL GameDay 2000, another video. Ah, damn you, 989. This was pretty late into the PlayStation 1's life cycle. So, it's probably one of those games that was... Like, it took a little while for them to really figure out how to operate the machine properly. Especially with sports games, where if you look at the games, sports games, like, look at this. It's a compressed video, it looks like crap, but I see 3D fighters, 3D players on a 3D environment in an arena and all that kind of stuff. Compare that to what you saw in the first couple of years of PlayStation 1's life cycle, which seemed much more like just an enhanced SNES game. But, you know, couldn't even play the game. There's hardly anything to see there. NFL Xtreme 2. Jeez. Back in the day, there must have been a lot of competition for your sports game dollars. Fucking 989 made this too? The fuck?
This is my house. Don't you understand?
What?
How you like that? Right in the mouth. Don't come across the middle.
Is it maybe 989 published both of them? Or did it develop? Well, 989 was just a studio belonging to Sony, so would they have published it?
Who's the master?
Publishing house, maybe?
This is my world, baby. This is my world.
I'm not watching the same video, am I? I'm not hallucinating this, am I? You know, I know people who hate Celebration so much, showboating, that I knew a guy, I worked with him once, and he came back after watching a football game the next day, and he just spent like the next 2 hours bitching. Oh, the showboating! I lost all respect for those guys when they went out there, and then like, just get your touchdown and then get off the field. Don't showboat. And I wanted to punch him, but anyway. Winding our way back to the demo one cannot escape from. Final Fantasy VIII. 99.99. This launched the same day as the Sega Dreamcast. Fuck, what was that? Oh, this is gonna be rough. I'm hoping this doesn't... okay. I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna have to cut... Alright, it's working better now. All I did was I went, closed the emulator out, changed around some graphic settings. That's a problem with emulators. You can... trying to make things look better or whatever, you might potentially break the compatibility with the games you're playing. And that's what happened here. Supports the vibration function. Oh, a little bit of backstory. Okay, so they put this in here. This demo doesn't take place at the beginning of the game. Now, the Final Fantasy VII demo did. You started that demo at the beginning of the game. And it made sense in that for 7 because that first mission was such an exciting thing. In this, the beginning of 8 isn't that exciting. It ramps up a little bit. Now, this mission, which takes place an hour or two into the game, is pretty exciting. It's a little bit of a slower ramp up, but this is definitely a better option when it comes to making a demo, hooking people into the game. Notice the music they're playing. Now, I did an LP of this entire game some years back, and this music is different. Let's just watch this and listen to the music. Alright, so they changed this song when they released the actual game. Now, I think it had something to do with the fact that it sounds very familiar. It sounds like the main theme of the Nicolas Cage and Sean Connery movie, The Rock. In fact, it sounds so similar that I find it hard to believe that it was accidental. So I guess before the game was released, they're like, oh no, we can't have this here. So they replaced it, which is unfortunate because it's a good track on a game that I consider to have a weaker soundtrack than its predecessor. So they had to change it. Fortunately, the track they replaced it with was actually pretty damn good too. There's another little change here I'm just noticing. Well, I mean, Renoa is present. Now, Renoa wasn't in the actual game, at this point anyway. Renoa, as a character, wouldn't even be introduced until after this mission had been finished. There's no experience points. You had Selfie in on this mission instead, but even she wasn't in this early part. She wouldn't make an appearance until this mission's halfway finished. They did the same thing in the Final Fantasy VII demo that they released. It came with Tobal number 1. It was the original. The actual game had Cloud and Barrett, whereas the demo had Cloud, Barrett, and Tifa. In this, it really should just be Squall and Zell here. Cypher's around, but he's not playable. But you have Renoa here, because, well, I mean, you gotta have a third character, I guess. And she's present, but I doubt she actually says anything in this, because she's not part of this mission. She's just sort of present for the sake of the demo. I like the kind of architecture you see in this game. This was the second game on the PlayStation 1, so it was the second game in the series that had this sort of graphical style. And by graphical style, I mean more of a technical one, where you have a static 2D background and you have 3D characters running around over top of it. Now, in 7, they did this, but they had a much more... I mean, aside from the fact that the characters were much more cartoony, oddly shaped and all of that, they had a much more stylized version of this, where things didn't quite look realistic. I mean, they look plenty detailed and all that kind of stuff, as detailed as this game does, but they didn't quite look like something that would exist in reality. Whereas in this game, we're looking at a kind of... I want to say this is more old world European style when it comes to the architecture. And it seems very much like an old, like a city that was founded several hundred or 1,000 years ago and slowly built up. So the architecture doesn't really make a whole lot of sense when it comes to like automobiles or anything like that, but it's still used for it anyway. Characters are so much more expressive in this game also. I guess maybe the developers had more experience with running on the PlayStation hardware, but also the more sort of realistic proportions of the characters, no giant heads or anything like that, gives a little bit more freedom to be realistic with the character animations. They're not as exaggerated. They still are exaggerated, but not as exaggerated as you saw in 7. If Renoa's laughing. Yeah, kick that dog, it's funny. The backgrounds do look a little blocky. That's because, of course, the PlayStation games, most of them ran, I think, a resolution of, 320 by 240 or something like that. And that's more or less the resolution of the backgrounds that we're looking at. Now, the 3D characters we are... No, it doesn't speak. The 3D characters that we're looking at, of course, are going to be rendered at that same resolution when you're playing it on actual hardware on an old TV. Say you're playing this game on a TV, like I did, was a 13-inch TV that I played this on. But now I'm playing it on a 27-inch computer monitor. The actual game is being rendered at a resolution of 1280 by 720, even though it's not playing in widescreen. And the characters, therefore, are being rendered at that resolution, but the backgrounds still are not because they were pre-rendered. So there is a bit of an unusual looking clash between the 3D character models and the 2D backgrounds. Of course, always existed. It's exaggerated in this case. Cypher's not hiding at all. What are you hiding from them for anyway? Didn't you want to fight them? Should have engaged them as they ran by. There was only 7 of them. So for a little bit of a backstory here, you have these, I'll call them kids, even though I guess maybe in the world that we're looking at here, they're not really children anymore. They're like 16, 17, something like that. They're part of a mercenary force, which was... Oh, look at that animation. That was pretty cool. They're part of a kind of a bunch of students at a military academy. And they've been spending their entire time there training for the day where they eventually have the chance to become what they call seeds, which are a sort of elite mercenary force, which would be hired to wherever to defend against whoever or whatever. Really, it's just sort of like a front for some other purposes that the leader has. But they go and this is their sort of final exam, Squall and Zell and Cypher. Their final exam for determining whether they become those elite mercenaries, whether they actually get sort of hired properly. Playing through this, though, spoiler alert for this 22-year-old game at this point, while Squall and Zell and Selfie, the girl who's not going to be present for no good reason, the 3 of them will pass this test and will become those mercenaries. But Cypher, who's the squad leader in this group here, will not, because of this decision that they have to go up the mountain and follow the enemy. Even though simply because they didn't follow orders. Their orders were to go to the central square, secure that, and just wait. They wandered off. Now, Squall and Zell, they were just following the orders of the squad leader, so they were punished for it. Their squad leader, however, was punished. I just skipped over a limit break, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Didn't matter. And the fact that he didn't get chosen, he didn't pass the test. I can't open the menu. Oh, look at that. Graphics got all weird. Turn that on. I can't open the menu. I can't heal the characters. They're taking damage. I gotta do it in combat? That sucks. They were hired by this Dolet to defend against the attacking army, the Galbata army. So we've been fighting Galbata soldiers up until this point. Now here's a monster that we're fighting, or that we have to fight. A big snake thing. This game uses the this kind of unusual magic system that you don't see in many kind of games. I mean, they, instead of using magic, now traditionally you would have magic be a sort of like a class-based ability that your characters gain as they level up. But in this game, magic is not intrinsic to the character or the character classes. They are just, oh, this is different. The limit break is different. I didn't have to enter in any commands for Zell's limit break. That's weird. Well, I mean, I guess they're gonna simplify the game a little bit because you can't throw too much at the character, at the players. They gotta simplify it a little bit. The magic is typically either drawn from enemies or found from draw points on the overworld. And you accumulate magic spells almost like they're items. And then you can use that to equip to a character almost like it's equipment for the sake of stat boosts. Now, this is an RPG, so you do have level ups that you have. But, what's double do? I'm gonna stock a few doubles. I think that lets you cast a couple of magic spells or some shit. Oh well, let's kill it. In this game, of course, that's locked out, so we can't go and do any of that kind of crap. We can't, come on, limit break. You can't do any of that stat boosting stuff. Oh, I had it too and I didn't use it. And then I'm throwing another potion of Squall. That's stupid of me. Doesn't need to heal. Doesn't need to heal. Wasted a potion. Seems like she should limit break. But she doesn't. Alright, cure her. The fact that I can't cure outside of battle is actually quite limiting here. Because this is, oh, there, I won. I wanted to make this video not take too long, but it occurs to me that this demo is going to be a long one. Even though we're in a little bit... Really? I took 3 steps. Even though we're in a bit of a lull in the action, I'd have to say that this is definitely, like, maybe the best demo that they could have made for this game. Because it sort of manages to pull off something that I think is exactly what the game needed to drum up excitement, and that was to have what was for the most part an exciting demo. And I'd have to say the demo gives me, and I was really excited when this came out. I played this, I can't tell you how many times, I don't even know. But the demo gave me the impression that this game was going to be better than it actually was. Because it doesn't give you a whole hell of a lot of context as to what's going on. You learn that they're the mercenaries, they're hired to fight off this army. But you don't really know what the hell the army is going and doing here. You don't know why. They're going after a communications tower, which is where we are now. But in the demo, you never find out why. You don't really know what the relationship between these characters we're playing as are. Selphie never makes her appearance. You don't know why eventually the recall happens. So it doesn't answer a lot of questions, but it does sort of give you like a hint as to what's going on, and it sort of draws you in. Now, unfortunately, the story of this game is a little bit nonsensical. I think it works fine up until a certain point, and then you find out in a little bit of exposition, and by a little I mean a lot. You find out that the various characters that you play as all have some sort of a deeper connection, that they've known each other for a lot longer than they think they do. And the story falls apart a little bit. And that's unfortunate, because it kind of doesn't make any sense. And something that was overall pretty good up until that point just sort of doesn't make it good. And that's, I guess, would be the main criticism that I have of this game in general, or the full game, not the demo. Now, I wanted to get some thunder arrows out of that. But the game wasn't, in the end, as good as this demo makes it seem, which I guess is maybe the job of a good demo. The moon is big. Look at that shit. There are a lot of fights. They could have toned down the combat counter rate a little bit. Some creative monster design. I mean, look at this weird bat monster. Man, picking on Renoa. Jeez, let her go. The reason why I'm stocking Thunder is because the boss of this encounter will be weak to lightning and will be a difficult fight. I guess she doesn't have a limit break, because I really should be seeing it right now. Oh, she's down. And I gotta make sure that I'm in good shape going into the forward fights later on, because these damn things are difficult. It's difficult to play this game if I can't cure in between fights. Alright, so Phoenix down, Renoa heals herself. Then I'll take it out, and then I'll maybe during the beginning of the boss fight, just cure up Zell. Oh, you know what? No, I'll do it now. Oh, he's almost dead. There we go. Down it goes. Those things don't take much of a beating. This game does have a leveling system, but it doesn't work quite the way you'd expect. And it kind of screwed me up when I first played it, because I didn't expect it to work the way that it did. As you level up, your characters do gain stats. But then again, so do the enemies. And the enemies gaining stats kind of throws you off, because they gain stats at a higher rate than you do. So they get stronger faster than you do. So as you level up, you're actually putting yourself at a disadvantage. It's kind of messed up, if you ask me. It's definitely not what anybody would expect. And, well, that's where the junctioning system comes in handy. So it's possible to play this entire game without really gaining much of any levels. And in fact, when I did my Let's Play series of this game a couple of years back, I did a low-level playthrough. You maintain a low level, but you And then through gaming the junctioning system, you manage to get a lot of items, which can turn into a lot of magic, and then you use that to boost your stats. And then eventually you can gain some abilities with your Guardian Forces, which have to be junctioned into your characters, which allow you to gain extra stat boosts when you do level up, which makes leveling up worth it all of a sudden. And then I leveled up. So by the time I went through to the end of the game, I had high-level characters, even though I have control of characters here. I had high-level characters at the end of the game, but I didn't through the bulk of the playthrough. I think I was like less than level 10 through the bulk of it. Some impressive animation they have here. It's unfortunate that it's stuck at this low resolution that we had seen PlayStation FMVs at. Compression artifacts are all over the place. Resolution is low, but you can tell, like, the artistic design, the details of all the models were looking at. It's pretty good. I wonder if maybe Square had initially made this with much more detail and higher resolution for compression and all that kind of stuff. Rendered it like that, and then down-resed it, compressed it for the sake of the PlayStation game. So maybe on some server somewhere in Square's offices, they have a high-resolution version of this. That'd be cool to see. I guess maybe AI upscaling would help with this too, but, you know, the effects of that tend not to be as impressive as people talk about. Oh, we got Biggs and Wedge here. I guess they're references to the Star Wars characters Biggs and Wedge. There was a Biggs and Wedge in 7. In the later versions of 6, there was a Biggs and Wedge. With 9, was there a Biggs? Yeah, there was a Biggs and Wedge. I'm sure there was a... Yeah, there was a Biggs and Wedge in 9. 10, I have a hard time remembering. What kind of magic does this guy have? Oh, he's got a Thundera. He's a bit of a chump, so I'll snatch some spells off of him. The characters, this guy here is a reoccurring antagonist, a recurring enemy in this game, but he's portrayed as being kind of a joke. As you go through the game, you encounter him and Wedge a few times, but every time you see them, they're sort of like lower rank than they were before. Because every time they run into you, every time you encounter them, and they lose, they get demoted. So they're just getting demoted every time they encounter you. So, like, he's you know, I don't know what rank he is here. Maybe it wasn't mentioned in the demo. Clothesline. Now there are two. Oh, there we go. He's a lieutenant. There we go. You're getting no pay. I think maybe the text might have been a little different in the final game. The other guy just looks like a standard soldier. You think they would have put a little effort into designing him different? I'm gonna have to put some effort into keeping my characters at higher health because I don't want to get caught with dying characters a little bit later on. Come on, go down. Oh, you know what? I forgot to check the other guy. Wedge to see what kind of magic he had. Nothing worth taking. Squall's got a gun blade, which is, I guess, just a sword and a gun combined. A kind of reoccurring weapon in the Final Fantasy series. Lightning in 13 had a similar-esque kind of weapon. 2 attacks, really? Come on, limit break. No, didn't get it. Lightning had a similar-ish weapon, but in this game it works different. In 13, Lightning's gunblade was just like a long gun that a blade would swing out from. So she'd mostly use it and just as a regular sword, but occasionally it would fold up and she'd carry it around like it was a long gun. Whereas in this, Squall uses it exclusively as a sword, but you fire the gun, pressing the R1 button, as an attack. So you, just a way of boosting your attack power. Oh, what? He's got a limit break. Okay, this is similar-ish to what we see in the final game, but it animates a little different. You press the attack button as he does his slashes, but the animation looks a little different. The thing you... There we go, we got it again. What the hell? I'm going to summon Leviathan just to... Another strategy for playing through this game is to have a low HP run also. Spend a lot of time with your HP low, it allows you to span limit breaks. Notice Leviathan's name has replaced Renoa's. She is not taking any damage from these attacks. She is just kind of in the process of summoning Leviathan, so Leviathan is taking the damage she's supposed to during this fight, or during the length of the summoning anyway. Here's Leviathan. Perhaps it's just a traditional thing that Leviathan is used as the guardian force that you can summon during this demo. Because Leviathan in the actual game wasn't something that you got until later on. You had, I guess, Shiva and Ifrit in the actual game. But Leviathan was the summon that you had in the 7th level. So maybe they're like, well, we're going to continue that thread. Washing it away. It's got to be dead now, right? Nope. Oh. Keep healing, buddy. Come on, limit break. Limit break. Limit break. Didn't get it. Oh, after he's healed. What exactly causes limit breaks to happen here? Zell's limit break is definitely different here. The way it's supposed to work in the final game is attack commands appear, like left, right, X, or crap like that. And as many of those as you can manage to input before time runs out details the number of attacks that Zell is capable of performing. And I guess maybe if you get a certain amount right, you get a special attack animation which occurs at the end, which is what he actually did there, that meteor break or whatever the hell it's called. It's got to be close to dead. Just kill it. The battles in this demo are taking too long. Maybe they lengthened the fight, just to give it like a more, make the demo take longer. Make it feel like you're getting Meteor Barret. Feel like you're getting more out of it. Doesn't make any sense, but it seems like it's what they did. Gotta be dead by now. Yeah, it's in its death animation. Nice death animation there. Where's Renoa? She disappeared. Oh, this is different here. We have a Dolet soldier going and issuing the order to withdraw to the beach. In the final game, it was actually Selphie who was going in and relaying the order to Cypher to withdraw. Of course, she's not here, so they gotta have somebody who goes and relays the order. Although it doesn't really make any sense that a Dolet soldier would be the one relaying the order. Especially considering that they didn't want the soldiers to... They didn't want Seeds to retreat. This is getting away from the... This is getting away from the actual demo and into the game later on, but... It's later revealed that Galbata was really just after this radio tower for reasons that I'm not going to bother going into. And they attacked just to gain access to it. Now, Dolet didn't understand that, and Galbata didn't bother negotiating for it, so they just invaded. So Dolet, just thinking they were being invaded, hired the Seeds to fight off the invasion. And then when it was revealed what Galbata was after, it was never part of the initial contract, the Seeds, to defend the radio tower. So even though we're here right now, they're not supposed to be. So when Dolet said, like, no, you need to defend this now, the Seeds just said, like, no, that's not part of our contract, we're getting out of here. And that's why this withdrawal order was issued. The loading screens are a little bit awkward in the transitions between the world screen and the battle screen. Okay, now this damn thing. Pain in the ass. What can I draw from it? Oh shit. That's gotta hurt. Active time battle is set a little bit weird. Come on, limit break. Whatever. Alright, just attack it. The time is clicking down though, so you gotta be quick. Ray bomb. This could do some damage. Let's try double. Double was really useful in the actual game for Junction, although I question a little bit what we're going to get out of it by casting in this game. I think it allows you to cast magic spells twice, but if it took Ah, shit. I think Renault is down. Oh, no. If the magic... if it takes a turn to cast it, then what's the point? Come on, put it down. Double the magic, half the price. Or double the magic, twice the price. She's a better mage than the others, so maybe I'll use her to cast the magic now. Yeah, that was a better attack anyway. Oh, it's down. Time to get the freak out of here. I hear it's possible to beat this thing, although I don't know if I've ever done it. Maybe it's not possible to do it in the demo, but it is possible to do it in the game. I should look into that. But yeah, run. Just get the hell out of there. Then it gets up and chases you. Don't let it touch you. I think there's maybe one fight that you are guaranteed to, like this one here. I don't think this was avoidable. So we're fighting it again. And now we have to beat the piss out of it again. And time is still ticking away. So it's kind of like, I was talking about how this was a perfect demo for the game. It's a perfect way to end the game. Because it does make sense that you're not going to... It's a fairly long demo. It's going to take me around 45 minutes to work my way through. It'll take me around 45 minutes to... Oh, he's down. And you can't maintain for 45 minutes just the extreme excitement of what happens in the beginning of the demo while you are running around and engaging enemies and the music is going intense and all that kind of stuff. You can't maintain that for 45 minutes because it'll get boring. It'll get tiring. No one wants to sit through that. So there was this little bit of a lull in the action. Then it picks up a little bit with the boss battle and then goes into overdrive when we're fleeing from this mechanical monster. So it's the perfect beginning and the perfect end to this demo. Time is ticking away. You gotta fight this seemingly invincible robot. You can beat it, but you can't stop it. So, like, what do? You just run. Might as well blow my load as far as magic goes. I'm hoping that I don't have to fight the thing one more time. And down it goes. Run, fools, run! I guess maybe if I keep bashing on it after it falls, I have a chance of killing it. But, you know, I don't know. Oh! Go the other way. Oh, you know, what was... Okay, I had it wrong. From what I had remembered, apparently I was wrong. What was supposed to happen there is, as soon as it jumps over, you reverse direction, and you reverse direction and you run the other way. And it's supposed to jump over you. And when it jumps over you, then you... Damn it, I've skipped over the limit break a bunch of times. It jumps over you and jumps to the other side. Then you run the other direction. When you run the other direction, it jumps over you again and gives you a chance to escape. Renault is low in health. I can't escape now, can I? No. Renault is down. Alright, so... better just throw a damn Phoenix down now. Death animation was so slow. Tick-tock, honey, we're getting chased here. The time limit. So maybe this is the last fight that I have to take part in. No, I don't have any more thunder. I don't want to summon Leviathan because the summon animation takes too long. And in the... you know, it wasn't until... Final Fantasy IX shortened the summon animations when you summon them repeatedly. I don't think 8 had that. So I don't want to summon. It could take a minute, and I don't have that minute. Wow, got up quick, didn't it? Run, dog, run. Run, damn it. Ha! That's gotta suck. Did that car have a jet engine on it? I think we've reached the end. Why is Squall so far behind? Run faster, fool. They went through the effort of Winter 99. They went through the effort of rendering in the cinematics the characters wearing their regular clothes instead of the uniforms, because in the final game they were wearing their uniforms, not their regular clothes. And they went through the effort of rendering Rinoa into that scene too, even though she wasn't present. So they put some effort into this demo, didn't they? Anyway, that's the end of this demo, and it's the last demo on this disc. So, I'll see what I have next. Thanks for watching.